Yo, what's up, team? Welcome back to Night Picks. We've got another playoff slate tonight, and I genuinely think the books made multiple mistakes on these player props. Yesterday's recap was solid overall. Play of the day, it split 1-1. Free play still went 2-1. VIP went 1-2. But tonight's card honestly looks even better from a matchup standpoint. So I found one prop hitting at an 80% clip recently, one elite shooting matchup the books still haven't adjusted for, and one inflated assist line that I think the public is massively overvaluing. And trust me, the last play might be the sharpest fade on the entire board tonight. So stay locked in through the whole video because I'm breaking down the matchup, data, usage trends, defensive schemes, minutes projection, and exactly why these lines have value. And if you guys enjoyed these daily breakdowns, smash that like button and subscribe because we're posting every single day. All right. Once again, the recap from yesterday. Play of the day went 1-1. Free plays 2-1. VIP 1-2. Honestly, a couple of those misses came really down to a variance and late game rotations. But overall, the reads were still strong. The important thing during playoff basketball is understanding how matchups evolve game to game because rotations tighten, minutes become more predictable, and certain role players become way more valuable. That's where a lot of the edge comes from this time of the year. Also, folks, a quick reminder, the dollar VIP promo is still live right now. That gives you access to the full VIP card for basically nothing by using weekend inside my 3-day weekend promo. It will contain premium props, ladders, best bets, and the plays I'm personally putting the most money on tonight. And if you're betting props consistently, make sure you guys are using Novig. The reason I like Novig so much is because there's less juice compared to traditional sportsbooks, which means you're getting better long-term value on your entries. That adds up fast over the course of an NBA season. So use code NIGHT10 when you sign up. And also send me a snapshot to tsk1016@gmail.com. I'll hook you guys up with a free month of VIP. And then again, make sure you guys are you download Pickit. Pickit is an app where it tracks your bets for you and lets you know if you're profitable over long term and to know where you stand on your wins and losses. Alrighty, let's get into the card today. First play on the night, we'll have Max Strus over 1.5 assists. And honestly, this might be one of the cleanest low volume overs on the board tonight. When you first look at the prop, you're only needing 2 assists. Doesn't sound like much, but the reason I love this spot is because current role and matchup both support it heavily. If you look, Novak has it at minus 149. And then if you look at rest of them, you'll see the score, DraftKings, Caesars, DraftKings, FanDuel. They have it all above 150. So your best bet is on Novig. They have the best line in the industry right now. So over his last 10 games, Max Strus has cleared this in 8 of the last 10 while averaging 2.3 assists per game. But the raw data hit alone doesn't even tell the full story. What stands out to me is how he's generating those assists lately. Cleveland has been using Strus more as a secondary ball mover in half-court sets, especially in actions where defenses collapse on Donovan Mitchell or Darius Garland. Instead of just spotting up, Strus has become that extra swing pass guy through the perimeter. And against Detroit, that matters a lot. Detroit's defensive rotations have struggled all season. When offensives force them into help situations, their weak side recovery against wings and forwards has been inconsistent, which creates easy passing reads for players like Strus. Another thing I love tonight is his projected minutes on the floor. And right now, he's been averaging about 26 minutes on average. So, and 4 potential assists. So when Strus gets around 27 to the 30 minutes, this line becomes extremely live because he simply has more opportunities to touch the ball within Cleveland's offensive flow. And we've also seen Cleveland lean more into spacing heavy lineups recently, which increases assist opportunities naturally because the ball movement becomes faster and cleaner. The sportsbooks are still treating Strus like a low usage spot, a shooter only. But lately, he's doing more than that offensively, and realistically, we only need 2 assists. One transition kick out and one drive and dish sequence could literally cash this prop before halftime. Alrighty, real quick, if you made it this far into the video, comment your lock of the night down below. And if this video hits 15 likes, I'll drop a free bonus play later tonight for free. All right, next play we're going on to is Duncan Robinson over 2.5 made threes. This is one of my favorite perimeter shooting spots on the board tonight because the volume, the matchup, the intensity of the game environment tonight all line up perfectly. First off, Duncan has cleared this line in 7 in his last 10 games, while averaging over 3 made threes per game during that stretch. But what's even more important is his attempt volume. We're consistently seeing games lately where Duncan is putting up 7, 8, sometimes even 10 plus 3-pointers when his minutes stay elevated. That's exactly what we're talking about. Now let's talk about this matchup. Cleveland's defense overall is strong, but one area teams have been able to attack is perimeter volume. Opponents are getting up a high number of threes against them because Cleveland's defense structure collapses aggressively toward the paint to protect the rim. That leaves weak side shooters open if the ball movement is quick enough. And Miami specifically, and they specifically love generating those kinds of looks through dribble off, handoffs, and drive and kick action. That's where Duncan Robinson becomes dangerous. A lot of people only think of him as a stationary shooter, but Detroit's offense is literally designed around creating movement threes for him. They run constant off-the-ball actions, stagger screens, and handoff sets, specifically to free him up beyond the arc. And in playoff basketball, spacing becomes more valuable. If Cleveland helps too aggressively on drives, Duncan is going to get clean catch and shoot opportunities all game long. Another thing I noticed, in game where Duncan sees around 30 points, Eric Spoelstra gives him an extremely green light offensively. And all we need tonight is 3 makes. With his current shot volume, he could honestly threaten this line by the third quarter if he gets hot early. Alrighty, now headed on to the last play of the night. And this is honestly my favorite read on the board. Cade Cunningham under 9.5 assists. This line feels inflated because of recent public perception more than actual matchup value. Now, we look at this. You got us at minus 143. Some of the other books are a little bit lower. Yeah, the DraftKings, Call Sheet Predictions, the Score Bet, Caesars, they're all favoring him up to go under 9.5 assists. So when people see a star point guard putting up high assists games recently, sportsbooks know the public naturally wants to bet the overs. But context matters. And tonight's context is extremely difficult for Cade. Over his last 10 games, Cade is averaging 7.9 assists and has gone under this line in 6 of those games. Now, we're asking him to get a double-digit assists against Cleveland. That's a problem. Cleveland's defensive structure is one of the biggest reasons I like this under so much. And with them being, I believe, 2-2 right now, it's going to be a tough matchup today. If possessions slow down and teammates aren't getting easy catch and shoot hooks, assists become much harder to pile up. Another thing I'm watching is how Cleveland defends their primary creators. They've consistently forced opposing guards into more isolation scoring situations rather than allowing free-flowing ball movement. That's important because Cade may still score efficiently tonight, but scoring and assists are completely different conversations. The books are asking for 10 assists here. That means Cade would likely need extremely efficient teammate shooting, high pace, strong transition offense, and Cleveland defensive breakdowns. That's a lot to ask against one of the better defensive teams in basketball. And another major red flag for me is the line movement. The prop opened around 8.5. You see up here, and then it moved up to 9.5. The same night within like 30 minutes. That's a huge jump. A lot of the bettors blindly chase steam moves without realizing the value disappears once the number climbs too high. At 8.5, there's some discussion. But at 9.5, you're suddenly asking Cade to hit an elite ceiling outcome rather than just a normal productive game. And historically, betting unders on inflated assist lines against disciplined playoff defenses has been profitable long term. That's why I think this is one of the strongest plays on the board tonight. So, tonight's card, we'll go down and see what I put in here. You got Max Strus over his 1.5 assists. You got Duncan Robinson over 2.5 3-pointers. And you got my boy Cade Cunningham under 9.5 assists. So if you guys have enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications because we're uploading daily playoff props all season long. And once again, don't forget, dollar VIP promo is still live. Use code NIGHT10 on Novig. Send me a screenshot. Track your bets with Pickett. And use code NIGHT10. And then drop your favorite prop in the comments below. And let's cash this thing tonight. Thank you guys for all the love and support. Have a great day.